Chapter 20, Performance Appraisal. Performance is the actual work is received, not intent. A great way to motivate staff, also increases retention and productivity. Using the performance appraisal to motivate employees, you use the competency assessment, effectiveness report, service rating, or other terms used. And what that is, it evaluates the skills, and knowledge of the staff, and will be like their yearly skills checkoff. And then you have the performance appraisal, implies an appraisal of how well employees perform their duties, how the employee is performing, most frequently used. The standards are set by the staff, must be the same for all employees for each classification. And examples of those are RN, LPN, CNAs. Usually uses the same job description. Using a performance appraisal to motivate employees. Continue. Set a time that is convenient for the manager and the employee. The employer needs to know the info obtained. Examples by peers, peer reviews, patient survey, and personal observation. Also on that note, when you're talking about the performance appraisal, you have a consultation, and that's an example would be one manager get feedbacks from another manager. The employee works nights and never works differently with the director. So the director may ask the shift supervisor for feedback. Data should be gathered throughout appropriate time frame, not immediately before the appraisal. For example, the staff nurse's evaluation is due today. The manager should keep a log from the past year to document on the evaluation versus rushing around today to gather the info. Need to complete the appraisal. We want positive and negative feedback. We don't want too much of either. Also, you want to use self-appraisal, where the employee evaluates themselves. Also, you have the halo. Only recognize the things done right. They are, an angel. Horns. Only recognize the things that done wrong. They are the devil. Central. Common pitfalls. Everyone gets average. Performance appraisal tools. You want to use trait, and may use job description for the standards. Trait rating scales are a rated person against a self-standard, subject to central tendencies, and halo horns affect errors. Also, you want to, on the performance appraisal tools, you want to use BARS, which is behaviorally anchored rating scales, also known as behavior expectation scale. It's a disadvantage. It's time consuming and expensive because you have a different form for everyone. Also, you have no set standard performance, so consider weak because isn't based on job description when you don't have no kind of checklist. Simple checklist has select words that apply to the employee. Example, has specific terms assigned like assertive, dependable, caring, etc. that employees evaluate each other. Employers usually don't give themselves credit where credit is due. They should include CEUs, personal certificates, awards, and the employee's goals with an action to plan to meet the goals. Be familiar with the process of a performance appraisal tool. Got a question here. It is common for some employees to undervalue their own accomplishments or feel uncomfortable giving themselves high marks of self-evaluation, and that is true. Because remember, I said that we don't give ourselves that much credit. We don't talk about our CEUs or our professional life or whatever. We just don't give ourselves credit. Don't want it all negative when you give reviews. Employees should give input. Managers should avoid saying everything is fine. Your skills need improvement. The manager should give the employee specific examples. And last question. During the evaluation, the manager should sit at a desk across from the employee. And that is false. It is best to plan for a collegiality rather than power seating arrangement. Having a person sitting across the large desk from the appraiser denotes a power status situation. So places the chair side by side denotes colleague. And that is the completion of chapter 20.